Look at the spin. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Ravens offense now, they get set to head back on the field. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. Don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
On 2nd down, Jackson. Flush to his right. And he is going to go down. They sack him on the final play of the first quarter. Second quarter now. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis with you. It's the Ravens who have the football. They do, however, have a tough 3rd and long coming up. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Instead, they go empty backfield as they'll look to throw. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. Sproles, the return. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Eagles coming out as they get ready. They're starting to pull away with this one. Early on that first quarter, they didn't look so great offensively. What has changed?
Sometimes it's just a matter of doing what you plan to do better. Sometimes you just put that all together and you execute. Other times it's just in a simple adjustment in your game plan, finding a spot that maybe was a little weaker than maybe you thought, and going to that. So many different things, so many different ways, but right now, you got to like what they're doing. They have put distance between themselves and their opponent.
Looking to add on here in the second quarter. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Here's Wentz to throw, escaping the pressure right. Wide open receiver complete. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. A good pickup there, 26 yards. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Hang in there now. Hang in there now. Ram.
Now it's the all-purpose back. This is Darren Sproles. And able to work his way down to the 16. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
First play of the drive. Let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. 3 touchdown passes now for Carson Wentz. And the Eagles add on to their lead. Elliott good with a PAT. And it's now 21-7. Elliott now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And spins away. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Here comes the Raven offense now ready for another possession. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
Play action. Now Jackson steps away. Now he'll let it go deep down the left sideline. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up third.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Airing one deep for Crabtree. It got his man complete. A big-time third down play for the Ravens. 43 yards.
Nice catch right there. Brings to mind the sentence, when in doubt, find your veterans.
I used to laugh back in the day when they would call guys like him crafty veterans. You get up in your 30s, you're still playing receiver, but you're around that long at that position, you're doing something right.
Just remember this. When he was young, he thought the crafty veteran was simply a guy who couldn't run anymore. Now he understands a little bit better.
He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple.
I think the last two plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well? What we call those broken plays, you can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those two that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. On second down, Montgomery. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. That'll go as a loss of 5. And that'll lead here to a third down. Operating out of the gun, Flacco. And he's got Snead. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 18 yards on his first catch of the game. It's a first down. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback that has to slide and find open space to throw.
After the incomplete pass, here now is second and 10. Now again to Collins. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. We'll come back to Philadelphia after this. This offense 2 for 2 on third downs on this drive. They're in for a tough test here, though. 3rd and long. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And here he'll get it down to the 7. They do get 12, but they'll be marked short. And that leads to a 4th down. And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. John Harbaugh going to roll the dice. They're going for it on 4th down.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's not going to get there. Might have even lost a yard. So he needed the short yardage, Charles. He elected to try to bounce it outside of the outer third, unsuccessful.
Sometimes those plays are stacked up by the defense and there's nowhere to go, so you have to bounce it outside. And some backs just get impatient. They want to go to where they think there's more open territory instead of going where the play was actually blocked. In any case, it didn't work here.
Wentz now on 1st down. Jeffrey reels it in over the middle. And able to get this one out just shy of the 25 at the 24. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. 1st down. 1st and 10. Here's Wentz, eluding the pressure right. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. He'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. A good pickup there at 20 yards.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Looking deep. He's got it at the 15. It's a big play there for the Eagles. And even 40 yards. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down.
We're good.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Darren Sproles, a 16-yard touchdown run. And the Eagles had 6 to their lead. Elliott now to add the extra point. Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Elliott now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Ravens offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk is a big decision here.
It's brought in complete. It's John Brown. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a 1st down.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And that player was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
Now it's Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. So they took a shot on 1st down but couldn't connect.
Well, one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the 1st half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. The attempt on the dive, and he has it. What a catch. And now before this 1st down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this 1st half of action. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson. Flushed out right. A right side catch by Crabtree. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the 1st half. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal.
All right, here we go. Green, 39.
Again, Jackson. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. John Brown in the final seconds of the 1st half. And the Ravens get a bit closer.
Terrific. Touchdown. I know we've got a game now.
Yeah, I think anytime you go to the second half down just 1 or 2 scores, you feel not where you want to be, but in a pretty good spot.
And I think for most teams, when they go into the half in this situation, it's not a lot of adjusting going on. It's much more, all right, guys, let's just play a little bit better than we did in the 1st half.
This fielded at the 2. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. So a very short kick here. This will be taken by one of the up men. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But
this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone.
A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. Working from the gun, Wentz. A dump off to Sproles. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Here we go.
Shotgun now for Wentz. Over the middle, complete to Tate. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. He's been big, 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a 1st down here. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Wentz now on 1st down. Goes underneath for Sproles. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 11 more on that one, and another 1st down.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with a football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
I'm bringing it to you. Let's go.
On play action, it's Wentz. They'll roll him out right. Caught right side, Tate. A big play there for Philly. 44 yards.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a 1st down with a nice throw.
Wentz now to throw toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. He was trying to get that one to Darren Sproles, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, touch and time are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on 2nd and goal. Wentz going to throw. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Carson Wentz with touchdown pass number 4 on the afternoon. And the Eagles add on to their lead. Elliott on for the extra point. Elliott good with a PAT. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Elliott now to kick this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Ravens offense now, they get set and head back onto the field. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end.
Philly, here we go. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
3rd and 2. Here's Jackson. Caught by Snead over the middle. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. It'll be a pickup of 4. Good enough to earn him yet another first down. Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. Flush to his right. It's complete to Snead. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Sometimes the most effective routes are the ones that you run in the backyard. You probably ran them when you were 5 years old. How about that little curl there against zone? But the key to it is finding the open spots in the zone. How a linebacker or a defensive back will widen to give you space. Find that area and let your quarterback hit you.
He got 29 yards that time.
They hit that crossing route really well. Excellent timing, puts it right on him, and he keeps running.
Yeah, turned it upfield for good yardage. This quarterback now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. This is Collins on the toss. He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. Now Jackson on 2nd down. Escaping the pressure right. And he is out of bounds, looks like right at the 15. Nowhere to go downfield, but he's able to get out of bounds and stop the clock here with a first down. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced the ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
And they'll go on the ground. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
On 3rd down, Jackson. Oh, it's a touchdown if he holds on. Instead, it's 4th down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. And this is incomplete. John Harbaugh not afraid to go for it. This time doesn't work out. And the Eagles defense able to hold. Now Philadelphia ready to get going on offense again. Been a very strong performance for them really on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs the most recent example. And now obviously they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, Give him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
Throwing his Wentz. He'll buy some time right. And Rodgers has it over on the right side. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
What may seem a little unorthodox to some people, got the lead, fourth quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he...
Looking for Jeffrey, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Eric Weddle. He had his eyes on the end zone. He got close. At least he set the offense up nicely, but he's probably mad he didn't take that one to pay dirt.
I agree with you, and you know he's going to get teased because he didn't get it all the way into the end zone. But if they don't score now, if they don't get a touchdown, he won't just get teased. They'll be glaring at him. How'd you not score?
They get it to him running left. Only a yard on the pickup there. Second and goal.
Every team we ever talk to that continues to run the ball in a game, even when they haven't had much success, all talks about attrition, don't they? If you keep running it, eventually good things are likely to happen. It's been a hard go in this game today, hasn't it?
Yeah, this defense, they've met pretty much every challenge in front of them this afternoon.
They're still trying to run the ball, but they're not finding much space.
2 straight shots on the ground. Now on third, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that second down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth. And now the Eagles. It's going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. And a field goal obviously means nothing here. They're going to go ahead and go for it on 4th down.
Set! Green 39! Green 39! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Leopard! Leopard! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit! Detroit!
Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. Buying time to his left. And he will score. Touchdown. Baltimore. Lamar Jackson, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Ravens have used the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Tucker with the extra point, and that will get him 1 closer. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. Well, don't look now, but they've got a little bit of a battle on their hands again. Back to a 2-score game. The interception that led to a touchdown. You'd have to think they're a little more careful here if they do indeed try to throw the football.
Yeah, and I was a little surprised by the last throw. You know,
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Zadarius Smith. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. From the gun, it's Wentz. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. Pretty nice gain on the scramble. Gets him 12 yards.
Partner was a definite passing down, but he was able to leak out and pick up some good yardage, even though the coverage was excellent. Maybe it's not exactly how they drew it up, but he still got a big chunk of yardage on 2nd down.
Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. Now, this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here.
I got 19.
Now Wentz on third down. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on fourth. The Eagles indeed snap it. Wentz. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by the safety, Eric Weddle. Two-score game here in the fourth, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a two-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
After the interception, here's Jackson. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
On second down, here's Jackson. Forced out to his left. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Corey Graham. That's an experienced DB picking off a rookie, and you know sometimes those experienced DBs, they love going against the young pups, don't they?
And I go back to the offseason, had a quick conversation with him about, hey, when you play younger quarterbacks, what's it like for you? And he says it's like being a boxer. I give him a lot of different angles, a lot of different looks, and a lot of times I just bait the young guy.
And there he baited him right into the interception. This is Ajayi. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Ajayi. And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. To throw, it's Wentz. Ertz has it left side. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. A big pickup there, and without question, that should be more than enough to wrap this one up.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. A big gain there, and that should certainly be enough to put this one in the win column. They go play action here on first down. Caught by the tight end, Ertz. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Zach Ertz, 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Eagles had 6 to their lead. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for two. Wins to throw again. And this is going to be caught. So add 2 more to the lead as they continue to pour it on here in the 4th. And this one recovered by the hands team for the Ravens. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number, kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
That's good for a Raven first down, 15 yards there. Now a play fake here on first down. He's going to let it fly. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Rodney McLeod. And that will write a finish to this ball game. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So that's a wrap for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. The Eagles are winners here as we say so long from Philadelphia.